Hey guys, what's going on? Got a little bit of a drive today to get to my appointments. So on this drive, I wanted to talk with you guys about how to identify clients that will pay for your detailing services 6 to 12 months at a time, right? So people that are going to have it detailed monthly or maybe bi-weekly or on some basis like that, and they're willing to pay, hey Matt, what's going on? And they're willing to pay for these services 6 to 12 months at a time, all up front, right? And the reason that this came to my mind was, the other evening, in our $1 Million Detailer Academy Voxer chat, one of the guys was kind of asking about how to set that up. What does that look like? What does the agreement or contract say? That sort of thing. So I put one together and just gave it to him to use. But then it made me think, well, you don't want to waste your time and your resources and your efforts trying to pitch this to everybody, right? That's a waste of your time, and it's a waste of the prospect's time if it's really not something for them. So I just wanted to clarify a few things and talk about how do you identify who these people are that are wanting to do things like that. So number one, the first thing I know people jump to is it's got to be somebody with a lot of money. We want them to have a nice car. That sort of thing, right? But the one thing you got to remember is whenever you're doing detailing, right, just about every single person you work for has money, right? They have a few $1,000s at least sitting around that they could use to pay for your details 6 to 12 months at a time, right? So almost everybody's got that. So don't really look at that. And that's kind of a bad mentality in a lot of ways to look at it from, because we don't want to try to, just because our clients have money or they're wealthy or they're affluent, try to sell them something that's going to make us a lot of money just because they have it, right? So we don't really want to approach it from that way. So the people that I have, and I've noticed and picked up on this, the people that I have on programs like that and that have agreements like that with me, what they value from detailing is in some ways the same as everyone else, but there are some things that are entirely different, right? So for one, they value, I have a nice vehicle, I've put money into this, I want to take care of it, right? They really like that. They enjoy the fact they don't have to do it themselves, right? But the number one thing that you're going to notice for people that are going to sign up on programs like that is the thing they value more than anything else is their time and kind of convenience, but it's mainly their time, right? So I've experimented with this. So I have, for instance, I have some people that pay me for the details 6 months at a time, right? And I tried one time to set them up and say, hey, so would you guys rather continue paying for these 6 months at a time, or would you prefer to just get them billed out monthly, right, and pay for it as the months roll by? And they were like, no, please do not. We don't want to do that. No, I'd rather just pay for it all at one time and not have to think about it again. You come out, you do the details, and you leave, right? So though that's the main priority that the people that are signing up for that have. So you want to kind of look for, okay, obviously they've got cash. Duh, everybody's got that just about that you're going to be working for. But two, it's people that really value their time, right? And it's because they run a business, or they're constantly picking up clients, or maybe they're showing houses all the time, right? It's something that they do that's very time consuming, just like for detailers, right? I mean, we spend all day long either detailing, working on our businesses, something like that. I don't even have time to go out and do my own truck, right? A lot of times I'll get like my brother or somebody to do it for me, or at least help me or something. And it's the same thing for them. They don't really have the time to be doing this, right? And it's even better when they can just knock out paying for the detailing services all at one time. So to kind of help identify whether this is the kind of person you want to pitch this to, there's a few things that I'd want you to pay attention to. One, you don't generally want to offer something like that to clients that really aren't vetted. So I wouldn't, the first time you get on the phone with somebody or the first time you detail for somebody, I wouldn't recommend pitching a program or an agreement like that, just for the fact because I've done it before in the past, and literally every person that I've allowed to just, the first time I detail for them, or maybe somebody who's already on the program says, hey, my buddy would like to get on, and I let them do it without getting to know them first, it's always been a headache, right? Because they don't know what to expect from you. They really don't, you don't have a relationship with them, kind of on a personal, not necessarily personal, like where you know each other's maiden names and stuff, but you just don't have the same relationship with them. So I would highly recommend vetting them first, right? Do a few details for them. Maybe give them a free maintenance detail or something to, if you think that there's somebody that might be interested in doing a thing like that, just something to build a little bit of rapport, so you know, okay, if I get into bed with this guy 6 to 12 months at a time, it's not going to be a headache for the next 6 to 12 months, right? So that is one caution I'll give you. And of course, in the agreement, the way that I've put it together, if at any time I decide to cancel or don't want to do it or don't want to work with them anymore, we've got a clause in there where they just get all the rest of their money back that they're owed, right? But number one, just don't just offer that to the general public. That's something you want to reserve for clients that you absolutely love and you want to do business with. Number two, to look out for is, again, people that are really looking to save their time, right? And it's not even necessarily, let's say they sign up for 6 months at a time and they get their first detail free, or they get some kind of discounted pricing per month. They're not even really going to care about that. The main priority is, I'm just going to cut this one check. I don't have to think about it. The guy's going to take care of the cars for the next 6 to 12 months. So the two things so far to identify: one, this is a client you would really actually like to have an agreement like this with. Okay, they're not going to drive you nuts doing this. Two, it's actually beneficial for them to cut this first check and then not have to think about it again, right? Because, think about how much, just look at it from a detailer's perspective. How much money do you make in a day, right? And let's just say, $75 an hour or whatever your business makes, $100, $150 an hour, whatever it is, right? Depending on what scale you're at. If you've got a shop with a few employees, an hour of your time might be worth $4,000 or $5,000. So it's just not worth it to have to think about taking care of your vehicle, or to think about swiping your card after the detail's done or whatever. So just look for that. I'm sure you can think right now there's clients you're probably already seeing every once in a while, maybe on a recurring basis, that you don't have some agreement set up like that with, that would extremely, extremely benefit from that. So those are the kind of two things I would use to identify that. Is one, they're already an awesome client. They love what you do. They understand the value of your work, and they want it done all the time, right? And they value their time. So they're usually going to be like a real estate agent, realtors, a business owner. A lot of them that I have own what's the word? Like steel, like a contracting company. A lot of them do that. So they're constantly driving around, going to meetings, on the phone all day, talking to lawyers, things like that, and it's just easier to just cut the check and forget about it. So yeah, I think those are the two main things that I would give you. I would give you on that, is to clarify if this is somebody you really want to be locked up with, and it would be an awesome relationship for the both of you. Vet them thoroughly, and then and that's what you want to bring to the people when you're doing stuff like that. It's not just about, we want to get these big checks every 6 to 12 months, right? That's not what it's about. It's about actually saving them time, money, effort. They can avoid even having to think about keeping up with their car. They're just going to know, okay, I'm going to pay Christian for 12 months worth of details. He's going to tell me when he's coming. I'm going to have the truck sitting outside waiting for him. He's going to knock it out. And whenever he's done, I don't have to swipe a card, sign an invoice, anything. I'm just going to hop in the truck and I'm going to ride out. So that's really what you're giving to people that are doing things like that. So I just wanted to share that with you. We were talking about it the other night on our private Voxer chat. and putting it together. So I hope that's helped you guys. If you have any other questions about it, anything else you might want me to touch on, just drop it in the comments, and I will definitely do that. And if it's more of a big question or a lot of bullet points you want me to hit on, just